Before I will give you some insights into our visual firewall editor, I would like to explain shortly the fluidOps landscape as a service concept. This is our concept for automated provisioning of multi-tiered and complex enterprise application landscapes in the cloud without any pre- or post-configuration steps. It consists of two main components. A virtual landscape is an isolated, logical grouping of several virtual machines. The isolation of the landscape in a sandbox allows for the easy creation of templates for the rapid deployment of new landscapes and for cloning existing landscapes with no additional configuration steps necessary. The Virtual Landscape Manager, or VLM, is an essential part of the landscape as a service concept. The VLM is a pre-configured VM acting as gateway for the encapsulation of the virtual landscape. The VLM encapsulates the isolated landscape, controls the access to the landscape, and offers services within the landscape. Our new Visual Firewall Editor facilitates the configuration of the firewall of the VLM with a set of easy-to-use wizards and overview tables. Administrators can permit access from and to certain systems and services that are available on hosts in the corresponding virtual landscape. The configuration can be done straightforward from an editor that is available on the wiki page of a VLM. The editor provides an overview of all rules that have been defined by users as well as rules that have been provided by the system, for example for published endpoints. The creation of new firewall rules, for example port forwarding, masquerading, or routing, is done by a step-by-step wizard, which guides the user through the individual steps. The mandatory user input is validated in each wizard step. Newly created or deleted firewall rules will not be active right away in order to give an administrator the chance to bundle several related steps and to review the changes. By clicking Reconfigure VLM, the changes are activated in the VLM. In order to keep track of them, why and by whom a certain configuration change was done, a record of each operation related to configuration changes is saved. The feature is integrated into the published endpoint mechanism, which allows for the automation pre-configuration of the firewall access to known endpoints within a landscape. In addition, it is available for the feature landscape mastering, which has been launched with the 7.1 release as well. In this case, the feature allows administrators to directly access the firewall for setup tasks. During the landscape mastering, RDP and SSH connections for easy access to hosts are automatically provided. The Visual Firewall Editor provides a user-friendly way to control access of services within a virtual landscape. It is directly integrated with our features such as the published endpoint mechanism and the landscape mastering. The feature reduces the manual effort for the configuration by landscape administrators tremendously by pre-configuring the access in certain scenarios. Previously, an administrator had to directly access the VLM via SSH. Extensive knowledge of the used SUSE firewall was required in order to configure the network access. The new editor allows users with the necessary permission to directly control the firewall from eCloud Manager without having to switch between the systems.